Before we start with today's episode, I must warn you that if you are scared of blood or you just don't like seeing blood, you better go and watch our other episodes that don't contain blood. Ha, you're mine now. That's gross. How did he do that? Oh, I smell a new theme. Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Pengo's World. Today we are doing a really exciting theme. Today's episode theme is, wait, why do I even bother to say it? You already saw it in the title of this video. Never mind. This week's episode theme is Horned Lizard and his weird defensive mechanisms. You know who else has a weird defensive mechanism? A red guy. I'll show you his defensive mechanism. Go and click him. If you won't, that's him. He is manipulating you not to do that. But be stronger than him, break the manipulation, and go click that subscribe button. Now let's begin explaining this weird theme. But first, we need to address what are we explaining exactly. We are explaining the three types of defensive mechanisms that these horned lizards have. But the most interesting one is the third one, obviously. Need to suck that watch time hours, hee. You know I need to eat to live just like you, so don't judge me. Let's begin. Horned lizards are this cute little lizard that lives from the south-central United States to northern Mexico. Throughout much of Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and New Mexico, they are basically lizards, but that's highly noticeable. They tend to move slowly, but surely. They live mostly in deserts. They are often from 2.5 inches to 6 inches size relative to a teacup, but don't let that deceive you. They are really capable creatures. For example, let's use their first defensive mechanism, which is spreading. It's not a real name, I just named it that way. Anyway, so when some predator, for example, let's say snake, tries to attack our weird lizard, he just pumps himself up and literally flips on his back. And that's just enough to scare the dangerous predator and to eliminate all the treats from his sight. Like, imagine you see this in person. I would have been blown away. But let's analyze how does it actually work. First I will show you a clip of it, so you can see how it looks.
Spiny armor isn't enough to deter a hungry snake. So the 5-inch lizard puffs up its body to almost double its size.
This is a great defense. First of all, because when they puff up, it makes them look more intimidating. And secondly, if this snake tries to eat this lizard, it's going to get a mouthful of spikes.
After puffing itself up, the lizard literally flips out.
This is so funny to watch. The way he just flips himself like a pancake is incredibly funny and enjoyable to watch. But believe me, his defensive mechanisms only get weirder. Okay, so what do we know? We know that when the predator is getting closer to horned lizard, he notices it and then he starts to pump up. That's because he wants to look more intimidating and scary, which somehow works. And then he does one more funny thing. He just gives up, like he just throws himself into the air, and with that, he lays on the ground until his predator is finally gone. And the craziest part is that this works. Just imagine me being attacked by a polar bear or something else and reacting by just flipping on the back. Then I would probably host this show with only 2 parts of my body. But this incredible lizard really knows how to do that. The next type of defensive mechanism that these reptiles have is a lot more useful than the first one. You see, horned lizards live in deserts and they are constantly surrounded by their natural enemies. But luckily for them, God gave them the same colors as the desert and they are almost unnoticeable when they just stand in the middle of the desert. Now I said this is more useful than the first one. That's because the first method doesn't work for them if they are attacked by some bigger predators. But if they cannot see you, they cannot attack you and you have no threats then. And the more that we dive into this episode, the more and more I start to realize what a defensive machine are we talking about. I mean, really, they have a real camouflage. That's not fair, but I guess they are facing greater threats than me. And I would probably use camouflage the wrong way. Okay, yeah, it's totally fair that I don't have camouflage, but you know what really isn't fair? That I don't have a house here. I sleep on snow, and I could really use a house. For that I need money, obviously. Don't worry, I'm not trying to make you donate to me. My world is not functioning as same as yours. Here, I don't need much money for a house, and to get that money that I need for it, I need your support. Just watch my episodes and enjoy them. Don't watch them if you don't enjoy them. And don't watch anything that you don't enjoy. And tell your friends about this not-so-normal penguin so they can enjoy it too. And they tell about me to their friends, and so on and on. And by the end of the year, I will have an army. Okay, I have gone too far. Just help me to get a house. That's it. Thanks in advance. Let's go back to the episode. So they have spreading, flipping, and camouflage. You waited for it, and you finally got it. I present to you the most interesting defensive mechanism that these magical animals have, the bloody eye. Again, it's not some scientific name. We already know that scientists give some strange names, but don't worry, I am here to fix that. Anyway, the bloody eye that horned lizard has is the last defensive mechanism that they against their biggest predators and threats, so in the last moments they use it. Let's answer some logical questions, like what is it, how it works, why they have it, and so on. First, what is it? It's his defensive mechanism, as we said. When a big predator or inescapable threat attacks our lizard, he shoots his blood from his eye. His blood is enough to scare his predators and to make them run away. They often do.
It's all in the eyes.
As someone who studies lizards, this surprised.
Now how they do it, it's a little complicated, but I will try to explain it. Basically, they contract their eye muscles, preventing blood to come to the heart, and then their blood flows into their eye area. With the same muscles they increase the pressure and blood has nowhere to go, except through the eye, and that's how they do it. They don't do that only when attacked. Their natural home conditions are often dusty. They use this technique to clear their eyes, but then, they don't shoot the blood as they do with predators. Their eye shoot can be up to about 92 centimeters or 3 feet. That's incredible. Now one more thing about them, they have these spikes all around their body. It's too a part of their defense system. This is rather the super lizard than only an ordinary lizard. And they are cute too. Creatures are truly awesome. And that's it for today. We explained 3 types of defensive mechanisms of the horned lizard. I hope you enjoy it, and don't forget to help me to get a house, if you want, of course. Now go ahead and watch our other episodes. You will definitely find some interesting themes there. I suggest you our starfish video. It's brief but pretty enjoyable. And our theme is done. Till next week, see ya.